we got Brianna Morella. Brianna, I'm definitely going to hold you through the break, but just give me a few minutes. You have yet another bombshell story about the Biden regime and unaccompanied migrant children, them essentially abandoning them, doing nothing. Another staggering figure, 65,000 reports. Walk the audience through at least the beginning of this exclusive you got for us.
Yes, thank you, Natalie, for jumping on with me as well today, because this is a good one. This one is all about how the Biden regime intentionally ignored children who were trying to call OOR. That is the refugee program that they have. And they were just trying to report the fact that they were either be given stale food or there were some issues that they were having. But ultimately, this one's crazy because I was told yesterday on my program that one of those calls that came in, the reports came in from a young boy who was trying to say that his sponsor was putting him in a really bad position. And what I mean by that is, and this is going to be a little dark for those of you at home right now, but this young boy was trying to report the fact that he was being molested by adults. And when he called to make this report, sadly, the Biden administration completely ignored him. Now, the Trump administration has been sifting through these reports and they heard his complaints. They reached out, rescued this boy, according to my source, and saved him from that situation. But the reality of it is, this is just one of many stories that we continue to talk about, Natalie, obviously. And it's that the Biden administration intentionally put these kids in danger by putting them around sexual predators.
It's absolutely astonishing. What is the magnitude, you think? How many cases are there like this?
Yeah, well, they just started sifting through a lot of this. So they know there's about 65,000 reports altogether. We don't know how large this is going to be, but this could be massive. And we're just going to have to wait and see. And I know last time when I came on your program and we discussed my last breaking story on this, I also was told about the sponsors and the vetting process. I know we talked about that briefly, but I was also informed that DHS wasn't even properly vetting these individuals like face-to-face interactions. Instead, they thought it was acceptable to take photograph images through the WhatsApp app. And that's how they were vetting these sponsors before handing them off to them, these children I'm referring to, by the way. So it's a lot that the Trump administration is going to have to go through with all of this. Unfortunately, though, I have a really bad feeling that there's going to be thousands of sexual assault cases that the Biden administration ignored.
Brianna, hang with us through the break. I want where we will not forget what the Biden regime did on the southern border. It is the gift that keeps on giving. Obviously, nothing close to a gift. It was essentially the destruction of the country, completely intentional, planned, and very well executed. I'm still waiting to see some indictments for those people, in addition to the illegals that were transported here. But Brianna Morella, you're still with us. If you want to pick up where you left off, but also I want to just weave in another one of your reports having to do with some, I think, documents that have sort of come out via discovery with a lawsuit against the TSA, how the Biden regime was just, haphazardly releasing sex offenders into the United States before they were on trial or had been arrested. Am I reading that wrong? Walk us through that.
Natalie, it's so crazy that one has to think that this is wrong. When I got the papers from my lawyer, I thought it was crazy. When I got the papers from DHS, I thought it was even crazier because I didn't understand what was going on here. Ultimately, what was happening is some background. I am suing TSA actively for allowing illegal aliens to fly on commercial airlines. All I wanted to know was what type of identifications they were approving and allowing them to board these flights with, since they didn't have photo IDs. As a result of that, I've gotten tons of documents dumped on me, but unfortunately, the Biden administration wasn't trying to comply with our lawsuit. They said that these documents didn't exist. I was looking for memos, internal communications between TSA and DHS detailing what they were looking for. Fortunately, though, the Trump administration, as soon as they stepped in and took over, they started forwarding my attorney and myself these documents, and now we have them. So what I was able to stumble upon is absolutely gut-wrenching. The Biden regime knowingly allowed illegal aliens who had prior convictions of sexual crimes, sexual assault, rape, all of those things. They allowed them to come into our country knowing what they had done previously, knowing their prior convictions. They had them fill out these forms, and they had supervisors at DHS fill out these forms as well. And what it's ultimately asking is for them to do two things. Number one, they have to enroll in a sexual deviance course. It's a program. They have 14 days after being released to enroll and to send DHS proof of enrollment. They also have 7 days to register as a sex offender after they're released and let into our country. So those were the two requirements for those who have prior sexual assault convictions before being released into our country. It just, again, is another layer of chaos that the Biden administration was intentionally inflicting on the American people. And it's gut wrenching. I mean, we talked about it all the time. We knew exactly what they were doing to us. We just didn't know how well orchestrated it was and how intentional it was. The Biden administration released rapists into our country, and they didn't care about the American people. They did it without any care at all. And that's the most gut wrenching part in all of this. Now, of course, I'm still suing TSA in regards to all of it. They're still looking for any more documents, but keep in mind, this form that just literally said you have to take these two programs, will you take this program and register as a sex offender? That was used for them to board commercial airlines. That was proof of identification. That's what TSA was accepting at the time. I mean, it's completely mind blowing that this happened in the first place, but they allowed it to happen. There needs to be people held accountable. We still haven't heard of anyone being dragged in front of any congressional committees yet from the Biden administration to answer these tough questions. And that would be the beginning phase of all of this. Now, I'm not going to hold my breath. I don't know if anyone's really going to be criminally charged in all of it. They should be, yes. They should be sued into oblivion. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're getting anywhere because I haven't even heard whispers of investigations being launched into all of these people.
I'm so glad Senator Tillis found it within him to have enough courage to oppose Ed Martin. I'm sure his constituents would love to see him muster that same, shall we say, fighting resolve to go after the Biden apparatchiks that orchestrated the death of this country through the weapon of mass migration. But like you, Brianna, I will not hold my breath on that one either. Maybe the best we can hope for is a primary. Brianna, in the meantime, before we have you back on, if people want to follow you, where can they go to do that?
Head on over to the Independent Newsroom. It's a free newsletter you could sign up for, and you could also find me on X, Brianna Morello.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Natalie.